And 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hey, Chanel, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Kev?
I'm doing great. Let me ask you a question. You remember what Michelle Obama said a long time ago? When they go low, we go what?
We high.
Yes. So, as a co-parent, when do you think that it's best to take the high road? No answer? Let's go then. Woo. All right, Chanel. Hey, before we get started, I want to welcome you all to the back and forth. Thank you all for viewing. Those of you who are viewing, those of you who are not viewing, thank you too. But if you're not viewing, you wouldn't know it's on. Okay, never mind. Neither here nor there. But,
okay,
Chanel, got something I need to make sure I tell the people first before we get started. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification button so you know when we put this new content out here for the co-parents. And now that we take care of those church announcements, all right, Chanel, ran across something. You know, as co-parents, you know, our jobs are already, for some people, the job of co-parenting is hard. For others, it may be hard too, but they may be seasoned, they may have been through things, and they may have learned from past mistakes. And others might be destined to just keep making the same mistakes over and over again because they refuse to make any changes. But I ran across a post, and I want to read it to you. I'll throw it up in the middle of the screen right here.
Okay.
It says, I choose to take the high road in co-parenting. Not because it's easier, but because it's better for my child. Not because it's always fair, but because it's better for my child. Not because I have superhuman self-control and restraint, but because it's better for my child.
Yes.
You see, this is a great post right here. I'm going to put this post right here. I'm going to leave it here for a little while before I let you jump on it. I want people to look at this and just let it sink in and absorb what it's trying to say. Read between the lines and what it's about to say. And while you're reading between the lines, I'm going to pull it down and I'm going to let Chanel run with it. Chanel, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great post, Kev. You know, we have to make decisions every single day. You know, even as entrepreneurs and the freedom that we have to make decisions every single day. And with co-parenting, it's not always easy. That is the truth. Is it always? No. Sometimes, and you know this, Kev, sometimes I go to the petty side because the petty side is easier. The petty side is fun. The petty side resolves things, can resolve things quickly in my head. Mm-hmm. But is it the best? No, absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, I'm getting myself right there in the gutter with the people. So for the sake of our children, we have to make sure that we set an example of what the high road looks like. If we're going to teach and preach about the high road, we got to be an example of what the high road looks like. Mm-hmm. Kev, what you think?
Well, I just heard what you said. And you talk about setting an example for our children. Mm-hmm. And I hear that a lot. I hear, I see TV show where somebody's on a game show, or they say, I want to do this for my children to show them that mom can do it, to show you that thing can do it. But let's be real. And I'm going to play the contrarian here for a little bit. Let's be real. Your children don't care. They really don't care. If you got problems with the other parent, your children don't care. All your children care about right now is that whoever I'm with, I'm being taken care of. Or they're letting me get away with something that I can't get away with the other parent. Let's be real. So this post right here with a person taking the high road, great. We're supposed to do that. It's like Chris Rock said, I take care of my kids. You're supposed to take care of your kids. You're supposed to take the high road. You're not supposed to stoop down and get into the gutter. Because what is that going to get you in the end? It's going to get you messy. It's going to get you dirty. And you might not be able to recover from it. Because at the end of the day, you could end up losing your children because you went down and got petty and got dirty for something that you probably could have just blown off and kept on going about your business. We put a lot on our children. And when I say that, because I said it because right, you said, I do it for the betterment of, for it was better for my child. You're supposed to do that. But are you doing it for your children's sake? Or are you doing it so you can look good in your children's eyes? It's something to think about. Because this right here, while it's a great post, commend it. But nowhere in this post did it said that I choose to take the high road in co-parenting, not because it's easier, because it's better for my child. Could that as easier said, I choose to take the high road in co-parenting, not because it's easier, but because it's what I'm supposed to do. Not because it's always fair, but it's because I'm supposed to do. Not because I have superhuman self-restraint, self-control and restraint, but it's because what I'm supposed to do. If we take that burden off our children sometimes and we do what's best for ourselves and that other co-parent, maybe things would be a little different. Because I always tell people what we do what's what's the betterment or the best welfare for our children. Taking care of our children. That's what our first priority is. Who am I talking to when I say that? I'm talking to somebody out there who may be going through something, or talking to somebody who may know better, but is still doing dirt. You have to ask yourself, which one are you? Are you doing this for your children, or are you doing this for yourself so you can look good in front of your children, in your children's eyes? Something to think about. I just bring a little different spin on it. Just a little different spin on that, Chanel.
And that's good, Kev. But the reality is sometimes before we can get to we're doing it because it's the right thing to do, the motivation can be, I do want to look good in front of my kids, or I'm doing it for my kids, because I'm not all the way there yet. I'm not all the way there to realize that this is really the right thing to do. Like I was saying earlier, sometimes my initial reaction is to be petty, because I can write the definition on petty, right? But is that the right thing to do? No. It's not the right thing to do. And sometimes I have to process this thing in my own personal prayer closet or with some good friends that's going to hold me accountable to say, you know what, Chanel, no, you're better than that. So maybe the initial thing is, how is this going to affect my son before I can get to that's the right thing to do? I may initially think, this ain't gonna bode well for my son, so I shouldn't do this. And I'll be honest with you, that sometimes is the first thought. The first thought ain't this the right thing to do. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
So again, I do concur with what you're saying. Yes, we definitely are a work in progress, and we need to get to that point where, that's just the right thing to do, because we have matured in those areas.
Yes.
I ain't all the way there yet sometimes.
People say in church, hey, I wasn't always a saint. I still can hurt you with my tongue.
We still got these hands, okay? We still got these hands. I still got that mouth.
Yeah, some people still cussing Christians, and they still cuss you out in a heartbeat and say, Lord, forgive me.
Deliverance.
Woo, Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to say, but I know it's about to come out. There it goes.
So it's coming.
We go through a lot, and co-parents, you all know, you know better than anybody else what you go through with your children, what you go through with the other co-parent, and there are times when you probably had it up to here. You at the tip of pistivity, and there's not going to be much else that's going to cause it to overflow. And when that pistivity overflows, boy, somebody's about to get rained on. Literally, somebody's about to get rained on. It's coming out. It's coming out. That you've seen the meekest and the mildest of person snap. Because they've gotten to that point. So, all this stuff we talk about, hey, I always talk about, take a step back, relax, calm down, come back at it with a calmer mind. And somebody said, hey, forget that. You don't know what this fool just did.
Doing that. We'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't know what this fool just did.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so, hey, man, we all reach our limits, and you know what your limits are. You know that point of no return is, and once you blow up and get it out, okay, now I can relax and come back. But I had to get that out. I've been holding that in for too long. So we understand. We're all human. We have made mistakes. We have blown up. We have done things. And even if you sit there and say, not me, have you thought about it? Because if you thought about it, you're just as guilty the person who did it.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about
Reverend Kev.
If you think about committing the sin, or you think about doing it, isn't that just about as bad as going? Well, if you already did, but you thought about it. I thought, I thought about it, but I didn't do it. Yeah, why was a thought there? It's obvious something's been planted. Some kind of seed's been planted. So.
Woo! Reverend Kev taking us to church today, y'all.
I'm just saying, we're all guilty, Chanel. We're all guilty. We all got to go into our little prayer closets. If you don't have prayer closets, you got to go get your moment of quiet to yourself where you can think about and ponder what you about to do or what you done just did. And ask for forgiveness or say, I am so sorry. That was not me. It was. It just was time for that to come out. So now you got a fresh new tank. You can start from scratch. Clean the slate.
There you get. That's it. That's it. We've been there. We still going through there. The heart is deceitful above all and desperately wicked. So you can't tell me you got a pure heart because that's what the Bible says. Your heart is deceitful. There's some things that you don't even know that you was thinking until you in that situation and you thinking, I never thought I could think that way, So listen, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So, and Chanel, I don't know who received that, but I know it for somebody. I'm hoping that you know that there are two sides to this. Yes, you do what's better for your children. You do it better for your children, but also are you doing it because you want to be looked at in a good vision, a good sight, a good line of sight from your children? Do you want them to see you doing great things, or are you doing it for yourself because that's what you're supposed to do? So think about that. We always put it out there. We can play the contrarian on these type of things, but at the end of the day, we still want to make sure our children are in a loving environment, that the parents are working together to do what's best for our children. So, Chanel, another great topic, another great week.
Yes.
I'm going to tell these people to stay safe and be blessed. What you got for them?
I got put God first. Put God first because you do have those thoughts that go through your head, but then you got to bring them into captivity and put God first. And I promise you, if you do that, you're going to make the right choice. You're not going to go down Pettyville. You're going to make the right choice. Kev, take us home.
Oh, well, I'm just going to say, hey, whatever y'all do, whatever you're going to bring into captivity, I don't know what she just said, but y'all stay safe and be blessed, and we're out. You said captivity.